Okay, hello and welcome back. I am Jasona, your streamer for today, or for now, the duration of the video. We are playing Penny Larceny Gig Economy Supervillain again. We're on my second time through on stream. This time through total, first time through, I romanced the overmistress. And everything was all hunky-dory, and then there was a problem. So try it again, and again, and again, and again. So previous times we romanced people. This time we did not romance anyone. We didn't romance any of the bosses. We didn't romance Farsight. And you don't have to actually romance the bosses in order to get their endings, for the record. But this time around, no romance at all. We're not even flirting. We're not even sleeping with them, which is a choice. You can sleep with your bosses. And that's it. But we didn't even do that. So, this is a game about being a criminal. It can optionally include obscene language, discussions of sexuality, and romance. It can also deal with triggering subjects such as violence and self-harm. For full content warning, see fictionfactorygames.com/CW. And I forgot to turn on Twitch on my tablet, which is how I keep an eye on chat. Not that it's much of a chat. I'm okay with that. Okay. Moving on. Here we go. A delightful delivery of dastardly deeds. So we've done 2 capers. For Hate 4000 and Dr. Mayhem. So this time we're going to do a caper for the Overmistress, and I picked her last because I did her route first. So, and then off stream I went ahead and did Don't Copy That Floppy just to see what the confrontation with Polyborus would look like if you didn't focus on a particular boss and you didn't romance Farsight, because there's that one, Polyborus talks about Penny's upbringing and her lifestyle and the fact that she's technically not real. And then there's a part where she basically takes on the form of whoever your choice is, whether it's the Overmistress or Hate 4000 or Dr. Mayhem or Farsight. And I'm like, well, what if I don't romance anyone? What if I'm not loyal to one particular boss? And that did surprise me, who showed up. It was interesting, but we're not going to do Don't Copy That Floppy because, hi Two Flower, thanks for joining. You're free to lurk. I don't mind you lurking. Because I already did Don't Copy That Floppy for the Overmistress, and the part of doing this second time through was to do other capers, and I'm not even going to be able to do all the capers. Which is fine, because that's more for people to enjoy, but this is just to get a better idea of the range of capers that you get to do. So yeah. Let's continue. Time doesn't make a lot of sense. Feels like I've been working with Doc Mayhem and 4K for years, but really it's been a few short weeks. Just weeks of shenanigans and antics, and naturally I've thrown myself in fully, jumping right into the deep end and staying there. I'm not surprised. It's not surprising. I learned long ago to embrace life and every opportunity it throws your way. Because you don't know when the things you love will be taken away. Is that the fucking truth? Sorry, I'm probably totally depressing right now. I want to be totally upbeat and happy at how fast everything's moving for me, but I can't deny the downside. Think about your parents again, huh? It's been 10 years since they passed. I agree about living in the moment. Put old sadness aside, embrace new happiness. Just because you lost them doesn't mean you'll keep losing. It's not inevitable. I don't remember what I picked before. Technically, I picked all of them. But I don't remember what I picked when I did this, the previous route. I feel like this is what I picked before. Let's go with this one. Think about your parents again, huh? It's been 10 years since they passed. 10 years. It doesn't feel that long. These Crimer Caper weeks have felt like years, but those 10 years have felt like weeks at best. You weren't there for that. I mean, you showed up right after it happened, literally right after, but if I told you the story of how I lost my parents, maybe it'd help my mood to share. It's a bit triggering and depressing though, so up to you. So this is an option to actually get the deets on what happened to Penny's parents, or you can get the too long don't read. But since we did the we went into details in Overmistress's route, we'll skip it. I think I'll pass if you're okay with that. Yeah, it's cool, I understand, and I want you to feel comfortable, you know? No need to dump my pain on top of yours. You already know the important parts anyway, stealing Serum 23 from a continuum lab, the caper that ended their lives. Mom injected me with the serum, which put your voice in my head, a way to give me some guidance after she was gone. 10 years. Think about it, even if the story is a sad one, I'm in a much better place now, aren't I? I'm back in the swing of things as a mask, I've got cool new bosses to work with, Gibson and I are making this Crimer thing happen, and all along you watched over me for her, just like she wanted. Thank you. I don't know if I'd be here now if not for you. Only one voice in a choir, and you're building a new family along the way. Done my best to help you along the way, but don't sell your own strength short. Just hope I've done a good job raising you. I know I can't replace your mother. I think this one... I'm not saying you're wholly responsible, but you're a critical part of it all. My skill, gifts and smarts, your wisdom. I won't sell myself short. I found the power to pull out of the gutter. I can also acknowledge when others have helped me. Okay, I've been lying in bed long enough. We're gonna be burning daylight soon. It's time to log into Crimer and pick my last caper before my account expires. So far, I've run 2 different capers for 2 different bosses. I could grab the third and make it a hat trick. Having all 3 equally balanced would be handy for any future trouble I encounter. If it'll mean work with the Overmistress, I can talk, really. I've been doing this how long? It'll mean working with the Overmistress and her Doom Cult, but they'd be powerful allies, no doubt. Or I could tilt in favor of one over the others. I mean, plenty of options open to me. So whom do I want to crime with for my final outing? Now for the record, even though I've done all for one boss and then a different one for different bosses, you can do 2 with one boss and 1 with another and none with the third. But for streaming purposes, it's kind of better to go with one boss entirely or each of them equally. So we're going with the Overmistress. So the options are the biggest hat, candy from a baby, which we did last time. Don't copy that floppy, which we've already done. Lock and key, monumental proportions, which was the demo caper, and shopping spree, which we did. So that leaves us with lock and key and the biggest hat. And for reasons that will hopefully be apparent, we're going to go with the biggest hat. After accepting the job in Crimer, I sit around waiting for an address or something to hit my inbox. And what to pull up outside this collapsed and abandoned building I call a home but a gosh darn limousine. For the record, I have silly swearing, so instead of actual swears like shit and fuck, the characters will say shirt and fork. followed by a simple "Your ride is here" message in my primer inbox. Well, okay, write it in style. A brilliant journal not to be executed, but you gotta have a little faith to get anywhere, right? Oops. I'm fidgeting with something, and I dropped it. It takes almost half an hour for the limo to reach what I can only assume is cult headquarters, an ancient mansion overlooking the sea. Gosh, it's been a hot minute since I did this one. Got this scene. I'm led to a sitting parlor by those creepy mumble-mouthed robed cultists. And left waiting, with them looming over me for a good 15 minutes before the lady of the house arrives. Yes, I can see that. You may go, third-blood omen. I would speak with Miss Larceny alone. She is in my personal employ, and thus my business alone. I'll not hear any further debate on this subject. Trying to get back into the voice. It's been a hot minute. Now be gone! With the cultist departing, the overmistress heaves a sigh of relief. Such a bother. My apologies for my late arrival, Miss Larceny. I was busy with paperwork for an upcoming charity event gala. You throw charity balls? The Doomsday Cult is in the charity game? The powerful and wealthy elite of this world always indulge heavily in philanthropy and provides a smokescreen of credibility. Besides, the galas really are quite enjoyable. Fine music, fine wine, fine company, various side benefits. Although arranging them requires endless boring conversations with world leaders and corporate busybodies, culminating in being late to this meeting. So, my apologies again. Don't you have an 11 billion minions to do that sort of mundane work for you? I was figuring an overmistress would spend her time entirely on pleasure and amusement, not policy and procedures. Oh, if only. Would that I could spend all my hours playing violin and reading literature. Alas, my duties as overmistress demand I handle various protocols and rituals myself. And last time I tasked a minion to handle such matters, somehow our charity gala ended up becoming a blood choir. What's a blood choir? Think of it like karaoke night, but with more knife play. To tell the truth, I was thankful for the inevitable heroic interruption which halted that particular event before things got truly messy. Even if the public... Hi James, gig economy has been so much fun. There's so many possibilities depending on which bosses you do and what order you do the capers and all of that. We're getting close to the ultimate ending. Just need to finish this caper for the overmistress and then finale caper and then done! Even if the public relations cleanup efforts afterwards took longer than it would have taken me to arrange the event myself. I doubt I'll have such issues with you. I'm looking forward to working with someone outside the cult for a change. And thanks for the party hats. Is she hoping it'll be super clean and precise? Cause, you and I both know that's not always possible. Yeah, we should warn her that sometimes short hits the fan when we're on a job. Play along and agree. We need this job and don't want to annoy the leader of a doom cult. I'm thinking she'd be happy if we're just a little bit less knifey than her usual assistants. We'll go with this one. So no murder sprees. Got it. Precisely. I'm glad you understand. I do not demand perfection, and honestly, the thrill of the steal is rather exciting. I want you to enjoy the mayhem. I desperately need adventure in my life, Miss Larceny, and through you, I hope to experience some by proxy. Yeah, this line of work can get pretty wild. If that's the kind of good time you want, well, I'm your gal. Excellent. I'd love to join you out in the field, experiencing all the thrill and danger myself. Alas, the cult would not stand for any threats to my safety, thus I must remain behind and only imagine the fun. Don't worry, Gibson's got a good comm system. You'll be linked in with me during the job. Oh, Gibson's the talking cat I mentioned in my Crimer profile, who's an ultra hacker. I think you'll like him. Splendid! And upon your successful return from these capers, we can celebrate. Wouldn't that be pleasant? You better make it clear to her you aren't interested in sex. No false impressions. Maybe we can skip naughty stuff and exchange it for valuable cash prizes instead? I think I picked this one when I was testing the don't copy that floppy caper. So we'll do this one. Not really my thing, but hey, if you want to shower me with valuables instead, that'd be super. I'm certain it can be arranged. I like to tailor rewards to one's desires. Now, I like that little subtle bit with the animation where she steps close, and then when you're like, no, not my jam, and she steps back. That's really cool. If you lust for wealth and power, so it shall be. Hell yeah, wealth and power. So I take it the many-faceted one is totally down with all this hanky-panky? Who's to say? It hasn't spoken to anyone in 1,000 years, but tradition dictates acts of human decadence in its name. The Sanguinomicon is filled with various rituals to embolden the tantric aspects of deepest shadow, or as we call it here, Thursday. Followed by the deep shampooing of the carpets, or as we call it here, Friday. Why bother with carpets then? Although, if you're getting up to hanky-panky on the floor, it'd be nice to have something soft. So, yeah, got it. Oh, that makes it sound kind of boring, actually. I do enjoy decadence, don't get me wrong. I was raised to be accustomed to opulent luxury. But truthfully, I'm looking forward to our work together more than yet another hedonistic social gala. Yeah, that's true. Hard floors are cold. We have wooden floors out in the main part of the house, and then bedrooms have regular carpets. But I usually wear shoes or slippers or something. I used to walk around barefoot all the time, but not anymore. I'm getting old. Well, now that we know where we both stand, shall we discuss matters of crime? Ready to rock, my overmistress. Oh ho ho! Then let the games begin! The biggest hat, mission briefing. Tell me, what do you know of Struskov? That's the nation where the face of the wolf mother came from, right? Beyond that, I don't know much. Now remember this, the face of the wolf mother. That was from the Art of the Steel. That was my first caper. Right? Was that the first caper? Frick. I don't remember. I don't remember if I did that first or second, but I know I did that one. Yeah, second one was Line Goes Up. That's right. So, Art of the Steel was the first caper I did. At least this go around. Indeed, I know a great deal about the region's art, culture, and history, after all. As Overmistress has given tutoring on all manner of historical and political subjects to refine my leadership talent. Sounds kinda boring. Often, yes, but useful, such as in this case where I had pinpointed the weakness in an enemy's organization. Did several combinations to see all the Struskov flavor text. Well, I'm kind of doing that here because, Art of the Steel, you're stealing that mask back, and then, the Line Goes Up, you're talking to Basler, who's Sir Basler because he installed Wi-Fi for Struskov, and now we're doing, the biggest hat. Pretty much the only test where I was determined to get all the flavor text possible was for Farsight, because I really liked Farsight's romance. The great leader of Struskov didn't greet me properly at the last banquet I held for various heads of state. This slight must be addressed. Therefore, you are going to steal Struskov from him so that I may rule it instead. Stealing an entire country would be a first for me. Question, how? Simple enough. Struskov's ancient traditions were suppressed when the country was annexed by Stalin, but have been reverted in recent years. Yeah, I really love Farsight. When we first met her in Monumental Proportions, I was like, oh, her. I like her. But all the characters are great. It's just Farsight is my absolute favorite. Penny's fun too. But you can't have the game without Penny, so. Meaning all I require to rule is the hat of leadership. By ancient tradition, whomever wears the biggest hat shall rule all of Struskov. And with your talents, we shall steal that hat and steal the entire nation. Woo-hoo-hoo! I am probably doing the noble laugh incorrectly, but I don't know, it's kind of fun to do it this way. And you're serious. Absolute authority is derived from hat size alone? Arguably, yes, but I doubt any old haberdashery will do. The very specific hat of leadership is our key. Obtain for me this hat, and we shall rule Struskov together as royalty. Oh, sure, I'm getting a tile out of this too. I don't see why not. Plenty of tiles to go around once I take over. Do you want to be a duchess, baroness, or... I'm a be Princess Penny of Struskov. Sounds awesome. Hang on, have you seen this caper already? Do you want to skip this one? Offer still stands. We're gonna play this out because I did not get 5 stars, but I wasn't trying that hard. Right, okay, where were we? Let's get to it. Where's the hat kept? On the head of the current great leader, guarded in his private estate at all times by dozens of men with machine guns. Well, sure, that complicates things. A strong oppositional force, yes, but it's still a wealthy and arrogant man's mansion. You villains infiltrated plenty of those, yes? Rent-a-cops don't really rank compared to a full squadron of death commandos. I'm going to need a subtle plan to avoid getting filled with lead and dumped in a mass grave. I think I need a crash course in Struskovian security if I'm going to find a way to case this particular joint. I call upon the powers of Exposition Cat. Excuse me, I am not your personal encyclopedia. Come on, you can't tell me you haven't been madly researching Struskov since we started this discussion. I'm just being prepared is all. Gibson, so unimpressed. The mansion in question is pretty ordinary. High luxury McMansion just surrounded by barbed wire and machine guns. They don't offer tours and it's certainly closed to the media. Great leader had an American reporter put to death recently. Seriously? Why? The reporter said he had small fingers. He's kind of sensitive about stuff like that. Not that this has stopped trade with Struskov. The CIA basically set him up as president through some shady Black Ops regime change nonsense. Hey, this sounds familiar. There's a lot of countries in South America that went through the same thing. Their mineral resources are too critical to U.S. interests to let a pesky thing like beheading a journalist stop the flow of goods. So they've got an image problem. Yeah, they've got the usual round of human rights abuses and atrocities on record. And that's our in. Struskov needs to freshen up their public relations, and who better to help them than Just Kidding Image Consultants. Gib, can you get me an invite to discuss giving their nightmare dystopia a fancy makeover? Nothing I like more than forging a fake background for you. Consider it done. By which I mean it'll be done by the time your flight touches down in Struskov. A makeover? You're intending to put fresh lipstick and eyeshadow on the corpses of their political opponents? This sounds rather risky. Why not just sneak in and take the hat? It's way riskier to just throw myself headfirst into infiltrating a fortified compound. I need to get an accurate overview of operations first. This is a process, you know? Have some faith in the process. I suppose as a professional thief you would know proper processes and protocols. Very well, I should trust in you, but return safely, please. Count on it. Okay, I'm off to see a man about a hat. Don't wait up, it'll be a few days flying there and back again. I don't know if that was intended to be a Hobbit reference, but that's how I'm taking it. When I return, you will be the new great leader of Struskov. Hoo-hoo-hoo! I look forward to my coronation. With that, it's off to pack for my international flight. Thankfully, Gibson's adept at forging paperwork for him to count as a service animal, so he doesn't have to ride in a cat carrier. After a day in a very cheap hotel at the Struskovian border to get my backstory and credentials together, it's off to meet with the great leader. The biggest hat casing the joint. At first glance, yep, this is a McMansion. The rich, famous, and powerful generally go for the same overall design. Stately, dignified, enormous, obnoxiously expensive. But I had to pass 3 military checkpoints just to get within a mile of the place. Going to be hard to sneak past those tonight. Hard, but not impossible. And I have a ground floor view of how they handle security. My identity as a contracted image consultant gets me all the way to the house itself for my meeting with some random woman in military dress? Huh? Random woman? It's Matchmaker from Crimer. It's the same woman we saw back at Legitimate Business Company. What? No, she wears blue. That's clearly gray. Also, she has a hat. I think I remember a woman wearing a hat like that. She's flanked by armed guards, men in similar army garb, but toting Kalashnikovs, old-school Russian surplus rifles. Just kidding, yes, I am Great Leader's personal assistant. You may call me the assistant. The assistant, fascism's little helper. Pleased to meet you, ma'am. Please don't call me ma'am. Only Great Leader is to be addressed using honorifics such as sir. I have to apologize for being a few minutes late. Our meeting was not on my radar until recently. Actually, I don't recall contracting your services. Not the first time that's happened to me, to be honest. It was a surprise entry in my own schedule, too. Odds are my people called your people, who called my people, who arranged for our people to meet with either of us being aware. You know how it is, sometimes the left hand doesn't know what the right foot is doing. Yes, I am familiar with moments of disorganization, unpredictability, and fickleness. Not that the Great Leader is capable of anything but absolute perfection and forethought in every action he takes, of course. Of course. I am curious, however, as to what Panda Consulting Services can do for Great Leader, considering he's already the perfect man according to official Struskovian decree. No need for further improvement. Oh, absolutely, but various international interests, clearly misled by liberal propaganda, failed to see his perfection. Surely you could see the benefit, right? It would make my job much easier if literally any diplomat would return my phone calls, yes. We have strong relations with your home country, but few others. Encouraging outreach would help considerably. Exactly! Our pro-Struskovian campaign will have them lining up to make nice with you. I'd like to start by evaluating your current situation so I can develop a narrative that will clear up all these cruel misconceptions. Get a synergistic multimedia cross-promotional push to help the world embrace Struskov. Real forward-looking branding and marketing. So with your permission, I'd like a tour of Great Leader's wonderful estate to help me in writing the narrative. Of course, you have final approval of any messaging, and I won't take any photos unless you authorize them. You're in charge here. Great Leader is in charge here, you mean? Yes, certainly, as he should be. All hail, Great Leader. I suppose I have time to show you around and explain the many ways in which Great Leader is improving Struskov since to follow the Soviets. We'll discuss your proposal further after you complete your fact-finding tour. Is this acceptable? Absolutely. Very well. What part of the matter would you like to see first, then? What would assist you in your promotional endeavors? Okay. Let's see. So I looked at the ballroom last time, and that didn't help. I think I also looked at the library, and I don't remember if anything there helped. I know the trophy room helped. I remember that. Undoubtedly, Great Leader has earned many trophies during his long and tenured role as Patriarch of Struskov. Can I see some? Tributes to his glory would go a long way to impress outsiders. Are you certain? I would think it'd have the opposite effect. Trust me, everybody loves a winner, a victor, a champion. Yeah. I have some idea. If I get stuck, I'll ask. But I want to try to get it on my own as much as possible. Very well. This way, please. I'd expect a trophy room to be on the second or third floor with brilliant floor-to-ceiling windows to allow light to sparkle off all that gold. But instead, she leads me to a fairly unassuming door near the kitchen, and on entering, It's a room with dozens and dozens of human skulls neatly arrayed on shelves. Many, many shelves on all four walls of the room. Just dozens of skulls displayed neatly and precisely. This is our skull room, where Great Leader keeps the heads of all of his weak and conquered enemies. The skull room, a room for skulls. I've been trying to encourage him to do some. Yes, 2 flowers, my own Serum 23 mysterious voice. I've been trying to encourage him to diversify his interest into femurs and rib cages, but he has an aesthetic, you'll say. The goal is to eventually gather enough skulls to assemble a skull throne. Why? It is not my place to explain the pure rationality and logic of Great Leader's mind. Honestly, it doesn't sound like a very comfortable chat, all told. Well, maybe if you cast it in resin, but it would still be hard. Unless you put a cushion on top. But this Great Leader wills it, so it shall be. He is destined to sit upon the skull throne. Are you certain this will aid in our promotional efforts? I know most political liaisons become unsettled on hearing about this project. A good con artist can fake any reaction. A good con artist can fake any reaction. But holy shit is this creepy. It's like a grainy black and white snapshot of the regime's war crime, except I'm inside the photo. I take some pride in the fact that unlike edgelord masks, I don't kill people. I do break property laws, but I try not to hurt anyone. The kind of mentality that thinks, hey, a skull throne sounds like a peachy keen idea is a bit alien to me. Miss Kitty, you seem concerned. Sure, caught me reacting. Okay. Gotta play along. Hail the skull throne, praise the skull throne, what a great idea, etc. I think an authentic reaction is fine. You're here to clean up their image, and this is a problem. Maybe we can spin this into something equally awful but sillier. Phrenology springs to mind. Let's go with this one, the authentic reaction. Okay, I gotta be honest. This is not a good look. I know Great Leader wants his skull throne, but is going to sabotage any future chance at diplomacy if he finishes this project. I know this is a tall order, but you gotta sweep this one under the rug. Get rid of the skulls, pretend this never happened. That may be difficult. I would be in favor of ending this endeavor, but Great Leader is not to be denied. Okay, I'll try to figure out a good spin we can put on that, and one he'll accept. It would be appreciated. Thank you. Hang on. As I'm setting one shelf along the left-hand wall, I have some scrape marks on the floor and an arced path, and some finger marks in the dust on one specific skull, the one he took from that journalist he beheaded. Now, my question is, how in the world does Penny know that? Aha! Secret passage, and I bet you that lifting that one specific skull triggers a mechanism. Maybe because it's the most recent? Oh, they're labeled. Okay, that makes sense. That's going to be handy for later. I remembered that one. Okay, where are we headed next? Not the ballroom, wine cellar. A place like this probably has a pretty extensive wine cellar, I'd imagine. That's the kind of thing that goes over great on Instagram. Just smash all the names together. Also, basements often have secondary access routes or hidden secrets that are sweet bonuses. Very well, follow me please. I'm trying to do an Eastern European accent, and I'm not sure how well it's going. Well now, this is curious. Seems underneath the building is largely stone masonry and old school castle type stuff. Seems the mansion was built atop an older structure. We don't get to explore much of it since she's purposefully leading me to the wine cellar, but I definitely see other passages. Certainly plenty of wine casks down here, traditional wooden barrels with corks and everything, years going back to ancient times. As you can see, our stocks are quite impressive. Many of these wines age back years before the Soviet Union, kept safely in hiding. These tunnels were also used to hide our numbers and protect the troops during World War II. They're quite sturdy. meaning there's enough room in the structure to hide an army. Very curious. And from what I saw before, there are secret passages connecting lower rooms of the mansion to this network. This has possibilities. I can see you're pleased with that collection. Definitely, this is going to be useful. Useful for your promotional narrative? Yes, absolutely, but we're going to need to spin this in a way the general public will accept. Old lines means old money, old power, not fresh and exciting. That's not universal. There are ways to play that card. Selling all this off would increase the national budget and allow for other programs. Time to start their own winery. Great leaders, great vines. Get popular with the wine mom set. Use this to power huge galas with social media influencers, lifestyles of the rich and famous. I see opportunity to host major social events with plenty of juice, coffee, and wine on offer. Get some influencers in here. Wine-powered events with social media stars will make you go viral, promoting Struzkov as a classy and upscale destination. Nothing like high-end tourism to improve a country's image, right? Oh, great leader would love that idea. Rubbing elbows with the elite of the new generation. I believe that'd be a fine addition to your proposal. Thank you. If you don't mind, I'd like to head back upstairs. This is part of a secured area of the estate. We should really move along. Good. Further confirmation that there's some really dodgy shirt down here. Right. Let's move on. But as she turns to lead me away, I spot a hex-shaped crank tool lying in an oddly wide space between two barrels. Secret key for a secret passage, perhaps? Well, it's mine now. Yoink! I missed that one before. Return to the ground floor, and the assistant nods to a man with a rifle guarding the entrance to the underground cellars. No doubt the place is locked down, but that's never stopped me before. Okay, where are we headed next? Actually, I'm thinking, the library or the gallery? I haven't gone to the bedroom or the kitchens, but I don't think either has anything useful. I think it's the library and the gallery. I know I picked up a key. I can't remember where I picked it up, and these two were the two that I visited before. Let's go to the library. I have to get an idea for the mind of Great Leader. Does he have a study, a library, some place where he plans his plans? Always nice to get a peek into the psychology of your target. Ah, the Great Library. Yes, please follow me. She leads me past some of the posher rooms in the upstairs level to a library with vast floor-to-ceiling windows. Now, this is an entry point. Each one is ill-fitting in the frame, and the latches would be easy to undo. Hey, it doesn't look like they've gone to a different room at all. And unless he's wearing the midnight oil reading novellas, nobody will be here when I break in. Welcome to the Great Library, so named because Great Leader insists his library be as great as he is. Certainly plenty of books in here. It's junk. It's all junk. I've seen this before. A rich guy goes to an old bookshop and asks for as many leather-bound tomes as he can get his hands on. It doesn't even matter what the books are, as long as they're visually pleasing to see lined up on a shelf. Pardon me. I'm seeing mismatched sets of old encyclopedias with many volumes missing, archives of farmers' almanacs, and I'm pretty sure that one where there's just a hollow, that one there is just a hollow shell with the word book printed on the spine.
Self-voicing enabled.
Oops.
Self-voicing disabled.
Accidentally hit the V key. Great Leader spends much of his time here studying the great works of literature to better enhance his greatness. As you can see, he has a large pile of books there. He is currently working his way through in between matches of fate. Nope, that is clearly an artfully arranged stack of random books nobody has touched in months, maybe years. I see. Such a vast and towering intellect. He is a very stable genius. Absolutely. Not at all reading on a middle school grade level country to what the correct media says. I was reading at the middle school grade level when I was in elementary school, but I was precocious. I loved to read as a kid. I still do. Definitely. He's the best at reading. Nobody is better than him at reading. I get it. Huh, what's this? I study a strange-looking plastic device tucked away behind a stack of books with numerous antennae sprouting out of it. Ah, that's the Wi-Fi router. We are 21st century nation at the cutting edge of technology. When great leader decreed we must have broadband, we got the very best. The famous ambassador from the United States was hired to set it up for us. In return for his service, he was knighted as Sir Bachelor. We've heard that before. In The Art of the Seal, and the line goes up. Ah yes, Sir Bachelor, whose crypto business I messed with before. What a tool. He was so punchable. If all it takes to earn a royal title is plugging in a $50 mail order router, I could have been a princess by now. And a whisper in my earpiece confirms I scored big with this intel. That's the cheapestly secure router I've ever seen. I could hack that while taking a cat nap. I doubt this guy has any seriously good data available, but at the very least we could use it to track any phones in the building. So, do you feel our great library will be useful in your efforts? Oh, right, the library. Let's see. No way this thrift store jank would impress anyone. He should go fully digital. He needs more books. Just pack them in here until they have their own gravitational field. How about every Sunday he reads stories aloud to children? It's a prime public relations event. I don't want him in near any kids whatsoever. It's a good start, but you need more. So much more. Make this a library to rival the Great Library of Alexandria. Nothing less will suffice for great leader, yes? More books, more shelves, pack it in here, hire a full-time librarian, go all the way. I see. Yes, take what we have and build upon it. That would be quite impressive. Thank you for the suggestion, Miss Kitty. I'm sure great leader will be receptive. Okay, where are we headed next? So that leaves the gallery, and I know that's where I got the key. I forgot about the Wi-Fi, but that's cool. I think I got it. Druskov has such an extensive history of art and culture. I'd love to see a sampling of your people's creativity. Excellent choice. This way, please. She leads me along hallways to a lovely little art gallery for varying definitions of lovely. The wallpaper is tasteful, crown molding along the ceiling of floors, gilded and golden. Very opulent. Wait, I dropped something. Where'd it go? I do this. I keep dropping stuff. There it is. But the paintings themselves, this classical oil painting titled The Tsar, ripped apart by wolves, is our crown jewel. It's very detailed. It's like I'm actually there watching the Tsar being ripped apart by wolves. And here we have a fascinating impressionist work titled Stalin ripped apart by wolves. The carnage was painted using a mixture of Bolshevik blood and traditional watercolors. Wow. Poor Penny. But if you're more interested in modern art, this abstract is titled Gorbachev ripped apart by wolves. Wow, Struskovias really did not like commies, did they? Now that I actually think about it, I suppose there is a bit of a running theme, yes. The Soviet Union turned us into puppet satellite. Upon throwing off the yoke, we asserted our creative independence once more. That was actually a thing in Eastern European countries that were behind the Iron Curtain. I forget which class it was, but yeah, we got to talk with someone who had a bunch of art from Eastern European artists. I forget which country, but basically it was them expressing their creativity, and it was not quite so thematic, not quite so focused, but obviously this is fiction. We can take some liberties. Although they've kind of swapped puppeteers given the strengths of the CIA. Kind of glad I wasn't alive in the 80s. Nothing like waking up every day wondering if you're about to be vaporized by the Red Menace. I was alive during the 80s, but I was a kid. Yeah, definitely. All those countries kind of have to stick together and support each other. pause in front of a massive stone statue of a wolf with steaming entrails dripping from its mouth. Our national animal, the rare albino mountain wolf, a fine symbol of pride for our nation. Considering my prior exposure to Struskovian art was the face of the wolf mother, I shouldn't be surprised by the consistent theming. Do you have any non-wolf related art? Just to add some variety to my narrative. I suppose anything's possible. I'll check in the back. One moment, please. I hear my boss go tisk into my hidden earpiece. Really now, how utterly tacky. Vengeance upon your enemies through art is lovely, but this is a bit crass. And mixing blood in with your paint is a terrible idea. That's how accidental blood rituals happen. Yeah, this is ick. It's very ick. And hiding secret keys in your mysterious dimension sculptures is so 90s. Wait, what? The wolf statue, those crests along the base of it, they're actually keys. I've seen this sort of thing before. Puzzle box dimensions are very trendy ones. You need a hex crank and an eagle crest and a topaz gemstone just to get to the woman's lavatory. Curious, I noticed one of those crests indeed has fallen out of its slot. It has a strange keywork design on the back. Well, never turned down a free key. Yoink! Here we go. This vase is an ancient Struskovian artifact. Lovely detail on the trimming. There are embossed wolves all over it. Well, yes, but they're very small wolves. Wouldn't even notice them from across the room. Do you think this may be too limiting? I'd like to show Struskov as this cultural nexus somehow. We're getting to the branding. 3 wolf moon shirts, 2 wolves inside your names. Blood and gore wolf art honestly fits pretty well here. Shows strength and might. Becoming a patron of the liberal arts in general would be better. Sponsor new non-lupine art. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't remember what I picked. Let's go with this one. Oh, this will work fine as is. We really lean into the whole wolf thing and go wide on the internet with it. Invest now in wolflings. Struskov will be at the forefront of digital culture. Interesting. And you could get the youth to talk about the rare albino mountain wolf. Did you know that the rare albino mountain wolf can devour a communist in under 12 minutes? Actually, that might play well with the anti-commie red-blooded patriot internet denizens. In the distance, I hear the great clock in the atrium chiming. So, like a kid still rolling down a hill. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's all the time we have. I was instructed to bring you before Great Leader at this hour. Is your narrative prepared? I have my notes. I was expecting to head back to my hotel, do some prep work for the presentation, maybe come back tomorrow, plan my heist, sneak back in, take the hat beyond the first plane, out of here. I'm afraid there's no time for any of that. This way, please. She leads me back to the atrium, and I can't help but notice more of those guys with nasty automatic weapons falling in line behind us. By the time we arrive, the room is packed with soldiers, hopefully an honor guard rather than an execution squad. May I present to you Great Leader, President for Life of the nation of Struskov. Soldiers part, stamping their boots on the floor as they do, to make path for the man himself to approach. And that's the hat. That's definitely a big hat. It's kind of a miracle it can stay upright, or that he can stay upright. I'm just Butterfingers today. I keep dropping stuff. The dictator sizes me up quickly and looks completely and utterly unimpressed. So, you are the one who feels I am not doing a good enough job. I must be given what do you decadent Westerners say? A makeover? Okay, where when you smile, keep up the grift, make the mark happy. Sir, it's an honor and a privilege to meet you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule for me. Struskov is amazing, simply great. And he's done such a great job making Struskov great again. That's absolutely a reference to the president we shall not name. My role here is merely to help the world understand your excellence, sir. Tell me your proposals, and we will see what comes of them, if anything. You are only here to contribute ideas. I am the one who makes the decisions. I am the leader of Truthcom. My hat is the biggest hat. You do not even wear a hat. That tells me your ideas are inferior. But I will, as your superior, entertain your hatless thoughts. For a time. Okay, well, he stands his signs, practically daring me to speak, so I can open my notebook and run down the list. Your art gallery is stunning and could easily go viral. Wolf memes, baby, we're going to take control of the discourse through relatable content. Okay, so I need to be real with you. The skull throne is going to be a problem. I know this is a sacrifice, but it helped your image tremendously, so abandon the project. I took one look at your library and thought, more books, all the books. If you increase your library size 3, maybe 4-fold, then we'll be getting somewhere. I think your wine collection could be applied to making Struskov a famous stop for social media influencers. Struskov is wine country, they'll say, and tourism will follow. And that's all my recommendations for now, but I'd be happy to explore a bit more, perhaps to gather final impressions. And he stands there with the same dour expression he had throughout my entire set of proposals. These are sound proposals, not entirely sound, but relatively sound, perhaps even hatch-worthy. I will take some of them into consideration. However, at this time, I have my hands full with the Struskovian Democratic Liberation Front. This is not the time for change. I have no interests or distractions. Thank you for your time. You may go. I could refine the ideas and come up with new ones if I was allowed to see more of your operation. Thank you for your time. That will be all. Turns sharply to march out of the room, taking his honor guard with him. His assistant shoots me a helpless shrug as she falls and steps at his side. Given the sharp looks and gain from the remaining guards, I think it's time for me to make a swift exit. So, not quite hired, not quite fired, just told to hit the bricks. That's fine, this whole thing was a pretense anyway. If anything, this helps me make a clean exit, although making a clean re-entry tonight may be trickier than I thought. Catch a taxi back to the one-star hotel I'm staying at to break the bad news to the boss. My boss awaits in their lair at the other end of the comm line, sounding very, very tired. Okay, comm check, 1, 2, are you reading me? Finally, it is 4 in the morning, Feline. I've more than ready to sleep for some time. What took so long? Hey, we're 11 time zones away. Running comms takes extra work. Okay, having out the call to Penny. Penny, we're online with the virtual chalkboard and ready to go. Hail to my mistress. It's good to see you again, even if it's only virtually. Do you have my hat yet? Working on it, I want to run down my reasoning behind the caper first. It is late and the coffee is no longer helping. I don't honestly care how you get the hat, as long as you get it. I want to show my mistress how cool I am. Come on, be a sport. A little pouty face. Okay, fine, continue. Biggest hat, planning the job. So the bad news is that while I learned a lot about the great leader's great ego, I don't have a solid plan of attack for getting the hat. Then why am I staying up to this ungodly hour for a briefing about how you're not ready? Because I know just enough to proceed. No caper's 100% planned out. There's always a fudge factor, things you need to improvise on the fly. In this case, there's no way I could clear all the unknowns. It's a unique situation. Another visit may help, or it may just raise suspicions. They more or less like me, but clearly Great Leader's attention is elsewhere. If I push for another visit, I risk beheading. So I'm choosing to proceed with imperfect information because what I do have makes a good starting point. Since there's a bit of a puzzle box aspect to the mansion, I managed to find secure key-like items and pocket them. These are going to give me access to inaccessible parts of the building. I should act now before they realize the keys are missing. The place is positively riddled with secret passages. I know the location of at least one, in the skull room. The wine cellars gave me a glimpse of an underground network of rooms and hallways, places I'm not supposed to be. There's more to this place than the fancy pants rooms on the floors above. If I'm going to find the hat, it'll be those secret places. Excellent work. Keys to the kingdom and a solid idea of where to find our new treasure. Now, granted, it's not like we have every detail mapped out, but yeah, this will be enough. I have one request to make of you before you proceed. Sure, what do you need? I need you to be safe. Your investment in my future, Miss Larceny. An investment, and dare I say it, an ally and friend. You want my hat? I want my hat. I won't deny that I desire the hat of leadership, but you are to return unharmed with the hat. Understood? Relax, my mistress. I do this for a living. I'm a professional. I'm not gonna get caught. Right. Very well. You may proceed. Be back soon, and then we'll be Queen Overmistress and Princess Penny of Struskov. There's no reason to worry. I got this. Heck, the part I'm least looking forward to is the long plane ride back across the globe, hat in tow. But the heist itself, child's play for Gibson and me. Oh gosh, this is not going to go well. Yes, famous last words indeed. Of course, I've played this before, I know what happens. The biggest hat, the heist. Bypassing 3 concentric rings of militarized checkpoints is honestly not difficult. They're designed to keep out small armies, not one lone catburglar. I make it onto the roof of the mansion easily enough, run a zip line from some nearby trees to a satellite dish. And primo, we are rooftopped. Comstack 1 and 2, read me, okay? I'm literally in your backpack. I could hear you without the calming. Hey, can't hurt to check. You comfy in there? With all this junk you pickpocketed from the mansion rallying around and with me? No, not really, but whatever. Once we're inside, I'll hook up to the Wi-Fi router, see if I can start pinging any phones or devices connected to it. Right, time to pick an entry point. Okay. Go into his bedroom, just straight up grab the hat while he sleeps, and then run for it. Go into the kitchen, unless someone's getting a midnight snack, it'll be easy pickings. We didn't visit either of those. Cypher has large, easily accessible windows and is barely used. That's the perfect spot. Let's go for the bedroom. Let's see how this goes. Yep, that's my thinking. If we're lucky, we won't need to crawl all over this place looking for him. We just take the dang hat while he sleeps. Let's go out the window first, of course. Make sure it's about entry point. Yep, I can get in this way. Room's dark inside, dark and still. Easy pickings. In we go! All's quiet inside. Good. Right, we're in now to locate the hat. Oh, it's right in front of me. What? I'm the head of the Great Leader, who is accompanied by a dozen guys with rifles in ambush position. Great Leader slowly claps, nice and sarcastic while glaring at me. Foolish, absolutely foolish. Did you really think you could enter my country, sneak into my home, and kill me in my sleep? It was once when you were coming, foolish hero. My friends in the CIA told me you entered Struskov this morning. What? Stall, deflect, engage in conversation, make no moves, find your exit angle, work fast. Hey, first of all, hero, I'm a mask, not a cape. That's very offensive being called a hero. My feelings are hurt. Secondly, I'm not an assassin, I'm a thief, and I take pride in my work. Nobody dies when I do my thing. Very noble of you. Sadly, I cannot say the same. Many people who oppose me die horrible deaths. As will you, in time. For now, I will allow you to rot in a cell and ponder how your heroism has led you to this end. Gods, take her away. His personal honor guards flake him as he departs the room, and the dozen odd armed men close in on me, gesturing with their guns to start walking. Smoke bomb? No, they cut me down before I could even toss it. Saw him more? No, he's already left. Sure. And one of them pushes me along with pulling at my backpack strap. I'm going to take my gear. And Gibson! Hey, easy, I'm complying! The butt of a rifle smashes into the back of my head, and that's that. When I come to, I'm all alone in a pitch black cell. happened before during the Overmistress's ending. I promised Overmistress I wasn't going down tonight. So much for that promise, and I can't even apologize because they took my comms earpiece. No gear, no tools, no tricks. They dumped all my stuff out of my backpack before dumping me in here. Including Gibson. If he followed our standard capture protocol, he's pretending to be an ordinary pet cat to keep suspicions low. Hopefully they're buying this his meow meow act. If not, if they knew what he really is, we want to rip out his tech. Bork. This was a mistake. I'm not going up against rented cops. I was facing the entire national army. Way less margin for error. I also didn't bank on the CIA dropping a dime on me. How'd they even know I was coming? Are they tracking me? Why? I'm a small-time crook. Doesn't matter in the end, the how or the why. All that matters is the end result. Penny Larceny captured. The bill came due. Mom would be disappointed to see me now, world-class thief, captured, probably about to get tortured and beheaded, too. They're probably disappointed in me, too. Maybe this is a wake-up call that it's time to get out of your line of work. Can't give up hope now. You'll get out of this, steal that hat, and get away. Wish I could have stepped in to change the flow of events. No doubt you're disappointed in me. This one. I mean, I'd love to be optimistic here, but let's be realistic. First and foremost, there's no way for me to get out of here in any short time frame. Maybe if I attack when they feed me or take me away from my beheading. Assuming they bother doing either of those things. He did say I'd be rotting in here. Could just starve me out. Look, I get that you're trying to cheer me up, but I'm not seeing any immediate options, and that makes it hard to embrace hope. Nothing to do now but wait for a miracle. Wait a minute, what's that noise? Sounds like some kind of fight? And the door is thrown open. On the other side, I see a half-dozen guards unconscious on the floor. What? Not gonna question it. I'm out of here. Shoop. Hey, this looks familiar. And standing victorious over the guards is a young heroine in a practical tactical costume, slightly out of breath from the fight, but otherwise in good cheer. Farsight, Cape Book Crusader. Yay! Best girl! Aside from Penny. I don't think I have a voice for her. Fuck. Hero Struska, Farsight, the ubiquitous last, has saved you from your unjust incarceration. Your allies await outside the perimeter. I'll escort you to them. May your struggle for democratic liberation from a great leader be... Hi! Wait, you're not a member of the Struskovian Democratic Liberation Front? Who are you? Oh, sorry, I'm Penny Larceny. I'm actually here to steal Great Leader's hat. Pleased to meet you. You're a mask? I mean, yeah, technically, but Great Leader tossed me in that cell and planned to kill me, so I'm grateful for the same. Evildoer, no doubt in league with the tyrannical Great Leader. What? Did you not hear what I just said? Did you not see me in jail? He hates my guts. A likely story, a ruse, a lie. I can't trust a mask. I can't, I don't think I've ever done this one. It's the first one where we meet Farsight. She staggers on her feet while grasping at her head, trying to deal with the sudden onset of migraine agony. It's a trick. She's dangerous. We should kill her. No, we don't kill in this timeline. We're a heroine. Her eyes start glowing. It's swirling shades of colors. My eyes have trouble trying to parse as the pain grows more intense for her. She's trustworthy. She's a risk. She's an outsider. She cares about us. Now she's going to run. Shut up. It's too loud. Hey, you okay there? Oh, you just be quiet and let me think. Look, if you need a moment, I can just come back later. It's cool. No, you're a villain, so I need to stop you. You're going to rush at me and... No, you use your smoke bombs and... No bombs? Did she use them on you? What did she do then? Shh, I can't hear. You're all too loud. Okay, I should really get the hell out of here while she's arguing with herself. Self-preservation above all else, right? What do you think? She's in pain. I say we have some sympathy and help her out. Run for it. Think of the job. This is an opportunity to safely escape a hero. If you sneak attack right now, you could take her down quickly and safely. No. She needs a hug. I know it's not what a mask should do, but yeah, this is getting a little too close to home for me. You know how bad things got when I first heard your voice in my head, how scared I was. I should be the ally I needed when I was in her situation. Hey, deep breaths, calm down, center yourself, count from 5 to 1. I can't. 5 to 1, trust me, taking a breather is good for anxiety. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. We good now? Yeah. It's my superpowers. I'm in touch with millions of other micro variations on our timeline, exploring the possibilities of every moment. Micro what's-its? Tiny differences. If I have coffee instead of tea, it won't divert all of history, but still a microvariant I can observe it collapse. But sometimes our other cells get really overwhelming, and today's been especially bad, and you're really not the bad guy here, are you? We're actually on the same side. More or less, yeah. Different goals, the same side. Oh, and I love your costume. Thanks! It has pockets! I love that. It has pockets! And she's blushing! So, what's your heroic mission today? Well, Struzkov's not exactly in your jurisdiction. The heck is a stateside cape doing 11 time zones away. I'm trying to help the SDLF overthrow Great Leader and install proper democracy by freeing their leaders from a secret prison. So you're the hero the CIA warned Great Leader about. He must have assumed it was me since I showed up first. Wait, the CIA knows I'm here and told him? Why would they do that? They're the good guys. Oh, wow. You have a lot to learn about international scumbaggery before you go playing in unilateral regime change. There's a reason capes rarely interfere in the politics of a sovereign nation. It's not very heroic, is it? But, hey, it's cool. If I'm not above a little extra legal foreign wet work, why should you be? Besides, Great Leader's evil enough to make a mass blush. I'm in favor of him going by the wayside. Yeah, he's bad. He's really bad. Just the worst. So, that makes it morally okay for me to do this, right? Sure, why not? Sounds fine here. Although, I sense some inner turmoil going on. Well, all my heroic peers told me not to do this. I should stick to fighting masks and stopping bank robberies and stuff, but I want to make a real difference in the world. Change things for the better, like a true hero is supposed to be. And this is why I love Farsight. And keeping Mustard Man from stealing a balsamic vinegar collection doesn't feel like it's actually helping anyone. Oh, sure, you're the one who got Mustard Man? Damn, I like that guy. So I thought, well, I could sneak in, save the leaders of the SDLF, and sneak out. Nobody had to know. Hey, I'm not gonna snitch on you. What do you say we help each other? I get to steal a hat, you get to play savior. Okay, no double crossing though. I can see through the gigaverse. I'll know the probability of you betraying me. No backstabbing, gotcha. Pinky swear, let's get to work. Fortunately, all my gear is in a pile near the door, except for Gibson. I dumped my toys back in the backpack and screwed my earpiece. You're finally back online, and did I overhear that correctly? You're willing to hand the nation over to a bunch of revolutionaries? Are we not seeking to take the hat of leadership and rule Struzkov ourselves? Hang on, Farsight. Look, we don't have a lot of options here, Paz. I need help to get this done. And remember, your main goal wasn't a hat. It was revenge on Great Leader for dissing you. Now you get revenge, a trophy, and good relations with the next regime. Indeed. I would enjoy all three of those things. Very well, aid the resistance, get me my hat, and I'll establish new diplomatic relations. I'm nothing if not diplomatic. Whom were you talking to? I don't snitch, remember? Not your business, but my boss agrees that I should work with you to liberate Struzkov. In return for favors. I see how this works. Yeah, sorry, we're not heroes, we can't do charity, but on the plus side, you get my help, and I get yours. Okay, first step is to find my partner. Pandy Bear to Fancy Feast, do you copy? Meow. His totally unimpressed face, I love it. Oh, thank goodness, he just sounds annoyed at me. That's better than being in pain. And just keep her to the just an ordinary kitty protocol. Okay, send some pings if she can, we'll be there soon to rescue you. Hold tight, Fancy Feast. A light clicking sound in my earpiece gives me a good hot or cold signal to know if we're getting closer or further away. It'll have to do. Anything more sophisticated and risk being revealed as a sentient cyber kitty. We don't really have time for this. I'm not leaving it out to dry. That's non-negotiable. Besides, his hacking skills may be key to instigating your jailbreak. Okay. We'll go save him first. Right, time to put today's intel gathering to good use. Neither of us have a map of the place, but the ping I'm getting from Gibson and my natural sense for letters helps us navigate. And once or twice we run across a guard who gets floored by Farsight or one of my smoke bombs to the face before they can sound the alarm. They make such a great team. Our first major challenge? A brick wall. He's behind this wall? He's in this general direction. It's not a very accurate system. We aren't usually separated like this. Do you have like super strength or I-beams or some shit we can use here? Nope. All I can do is see into the possibilities of the Gigaverse. Good for predicting things, otherwise, ordinary human. We head back a bit, try a different path. Hang on, stonework's different. More grooves and holes. Keyholes! Well, not standard ones, but check out those triangular recesses between the stones. There's some mechanism built into the wall. Search the area that passed by here. If you're gonna do something, do it fast. Think some of the guards we trounced woke up. Okay, let's see. Farsight can defend you while you pick the locks, but your talents. Can Farsight's power help you pick the lock faster? She can predict the right moves, yeah? The wolf crest from the art gallery. That's triangle shape. Does it fit in the recessed spot? The crest, of course. Forkin' rich shit lords and their forkin' puzzle box mansions. I take the stone key out of my backpack, slide it into place, give it a twist, and bam! We are in. You just had the key with you? A good thief comes prepared. In we go. Once on the other side, the fake wall slams shut behind us and relocks. I can faintly hear frustrated army dudes on the other side pounding at it. See? No problem at all. Isn't teaming up with me fun? I make this look easy. Yeah, this is really working out great. So, where are we now? What is this? On the other side, aha, I know where we are. It's the skull room. Hooray, the room I really did not want to visit again. Yeah, so great leader collects skulls. It's kind of this thing he does. Some people have model railroads. He has the skull room. Maybe they're fake? I'm thinking nope, totally real. If there's a passage in here, there might be another passage out. Gibson's ping is coming from behind the opposite wall. So how do we open the next secret door then? We should open that door quickly, open the door, go through, and never come back here. Yeah, I'm with Farsight. Look at the blep. Penny's blepping. Poor dear's not used to actual atrocities. Why would she be? She fights guys like the Mustard Man, not Paul Pot. Heroes never face actual evil. As for the secret door, well, one of these skulls has to be the hidden switch. It's pretty bog standard pull. Thing door opens. Question is, which one? Remember when you were here before? You thought it would be the skull that journalist great leader killed. Look for the fakest looking skull, one made of plaster or ceramics or something. If Farsight's powers help here, see what skull worked across all possible timelines? This one. Oh right, thanks for the reminder. Sorry, kind of stressed out right now. Okay. Pick up the skull in question and tug on it, causing a latch to pull, a mechanism to engage, and part of the wall to swing open slowly. How did you know to do that? I scouted this whole place earlier. A good thief does the legwork to study her mark. Didn't you do some investigation and scouting before you stormed in here? Well, no, not really. I guess it's a cape thing. You're supposed to charge in and do some heroism relying on your powers to see you through. Lurking in the shadows is what masks do, right? I ought to try lurking a bit in the future. It could help you step up your heroism game. Cleverness is a superpower, too. Good point. Some of my favorite capes are detective types, like Carpe Diem. Didn't Carpe Diem finger an innocent man for that bombing last year? Not Carp's fault. His arch nemesis red herring planted fake clues. That's exactly what a red herring is a fake clue. We seal the secret door behind us and follow the passageway down deeper into the structure, leading to the wine cellar. I knew there were passages leading here. Great, we're on the right track. Okay, according to the ping, Gibson's just on the other side of the far wall there, behind the casts. More secret doors. How does anybody get around this place without a series of esoteric items anyway? Do you need a yellow key card, a severed hand, and a statuette of the Greek god Zeus to get to the men's room? Yeah, well, it seems our duo leader is aspiring to imitate some of the sillier masked shirt. I think I see the mechanism for getting through the next door, but how do we get these casts out of the way? They must weigh a ton. I don't have super strength, and I can't predict our weight out of this one either. Okay. Can roll them out of the way with their cylinders. Feels like basic physics. They'd need to be able to get through that door too. Look for some kind of mechanism that moves the cast. If you empty them out, they'll be easy to remove, and please do not drink on the job. This is probably what that hex crank you found is for. Are there any winches or pulleys you can use? Right! I pulled the metal widget out of my backpack and looked for anything it'll fit. Aha! They have a pulley system to move the barrel racks. Of course, they need quick access to the door. Fit the metal handle in place, and it's time to crank that shirt! With Farsight helping me, we've got enough mechanical leverage to easily move the barrels out of the way. Obviously, if you missed the crank, which I did last time, that's not an option. Fortunately, this door only requires a basic lever, no fancy kiosk item to open it, and within... I see a pair of soldiers, not quite sure what to do with an increasingly annoyed-looking Gibson. How do you connect this robot cat thing to the computer? I have USB-C and USB-A, but can't find any ports. Meow. Maybe it's using a lightning connector? Maybe we have to cut the cat open and... Farsight and I aren't really martial arts types, but sucker punching some dudes when their backs are turned isn't much of a challenge. No, it's not. Gibson, are you okay? Did they hurt you? Watching those Neanderthals try to understand data transfer standards was torture, but otherwise I'm fine. They also fed me some tuna. Not very good tuna. I've had better. 2 out of 5 stars. Will not eat here again. Wait, your partner is a talking cat? Oh hey, a talking human. Isn't that a novelty? He's just so cute. Right? Farsight is us! Yeah, it definitely looks familiar, doesn't it, James? Just like the control center at, I am not cute. I am a digital apex predator. His face. And the tail floofed. Yeah, Gibson's super adorable. Hiss! Hiss, I say, hiss! In Baldur's Gate 3, you can talk to animals, and there are several cats you can interact with. One of them says that, hiss, I say hiss, when you first meet him. Which is when the soldiers start trying to break in through the heavy door. Cute cat stuff later, quick, sack furniture in front of the door. I'm on it! Gibson, we need to find where the rebel leaders are being jailed and get them out of here. Can you help with that? Of course, we already accessed the Wi-Fi router earlier. Getting into their primary console will be much easier. Okay, it's running LDOS. I can pause this down. I just need time. As much time as you can give me. 6 men, no 8 men getting rifles. Sometimes already inside the door. Sometimes held at bay. We need 3 desks and 2 chairs for maximum time before they bust in and kill us all. The 2 of us work fast, stacking as much crap as we can in front of the door. The barricade wobbles as guards try to push it aside, but holds. Darn it! If I'd investigated more before barging right in like some Cape Crusader, we wouldn't be cornered like this. Hey, I screwed up too. I assumed I'd done enough investigation. But I don't have your ability to peer into the possibilities. And I don't have the mind of a thief. I don't see all the angles. Being able to see through time doesn't mean I know what to look for. Heh, maybe we should team up more often then. I'm not sure we can. In Struzkov, we can both be sketchy freedom fighters, but back home is cops and robbers shirt. Yeah, guess it is what it is, huh? It's really disappointing. Melodrama later, I'm trying to focus on hacker stuff. Okay, every door in this place is some weird puzzle, but they also have electromagnetic overrides. If I selectively black out the east wing where the CLF activists are being held, they can get out and hopefully escape. Best I can do. I wish I could be there to help them, but we're stuck in here. Okay, do it. Done. Electromagnetics are disabled. I've downloaded all their access codes too. We have full wireless control. Thank you. Hold your applause. And in the distance, muffled by stone but echoing down corridors, all the same, I hear the sounds of an immediate fight breaking out. With his work complete, Gibson hops down, bounds over, and leaps into my backpack. Seconds later, an intercom in the room crackles to life. This is Wolfmother of the SDLF. We are free. The guards are overrun. Whoever you are, you have restored the hope of the people on this day. I wish I'd watched to make sure I got her voice right again. Because, yes, this is the same woman that confronted us in the Iron of the Seal. Grab the microphone to give them the good news. Take all the credit. This wouldn't have been possible without you. You and Parasite should share credit on this one. It was a team effort. Let's keep your name out of this. Give Farsight all the props instead. I'm torn on this one. This is what I picked last time I did this. But, Farsight should really not be doing this sort of stuff, so maybe it should be this. But this seems fair, because Penny wouldn't have gotten here without Farsight. This is Farsight and Penny Larceny. We've deactivated the security measures in your sector. Fly and be free. For the people of Struska, for freedom, for democracy, for the future of this nation and its people, take back what's yours from the tyrant who's oppressed you. Understood. Thank you both. You have done a great service to Struska, one we will not forget. SDLF out. Damn, being heroic feels kinda neat. And being a little bit of a rogue seems to be my style today. Okay, we just need to jump to your left, now! Without hesitation, I dodge, as does Farsight. Just as automatic weapons fire, bullets flying through the door, completely shreds the barricade. Oh, I don't get a star if I give it all to Farsight. Okay. But if I take all the credit, or some of the credit, I do get a star. Okay, cool. Only when they finish mag dumping the door do I hear a voice. American swine, how dare you? How dare you think you can stand against the absolute majesty of my hat? I will have your heads. I will have every part of you. You will become the arms and legs of my throne. But not before I make the two of you beg for death. Your goggles, do they have night vision built in? What? Focus, night vision, you have it. I guess I do. I have an extra pair, actually, because it says spandex, I have pockets. Just a little dig at the tendency to stick female heroines in spandex. Or most heroes, actually. But specifically female heroes. Pockets, fork yeah! Okay, Gibson, you have wireless control of the power grid now, right? And then I'll boil your flesh and bake your bones and the entire underground goes completely dark. What? Lights, we must have all lights. Someone get the lights. Boo. And yoink! Yes, yes, yes. My hat. No! Our laughter echoes down the corridors as Farsight easily leads us to safety. We exit the same way Farsight got in, through hidden tunnels I didn't know about. Since we each had half of the puzzle of this place. Just a moment. I'm coming, ding dong. Come on. You really are running some better. Come on. Get your tail in here. You poor cat. Oh. Okay. Hey! What is that? Sorry about that. My cat wanted in my room. It would have been annoying if I had ignored him. Shadow! Just stare out the window. Don't claw at it. Or do that. Once safely past all 3 rings of military checkpoints, we reconnect with the SDLF rebels to hole up and hide out for the night. And you want out. Jeez, cat. Make up your mind. In, out. The joys of owning a pet. Even got to meet the new wolf mother wearing her grandmother's mask. Glad I could steal that for her. Yay! That was part of the reason why I picked those two capers, was I wanted to see the connection. The SDLF offered to help smuggle us out of there in the morning as a way of saying thank you. But I choose to sneak out while everyone's asleep to snack a getaway rideshare instead. Crooks have a service for everything. No need to worry Fireside about whether or not she has to try to arrest me the moment we land back home. I'll just slip away first. Ghosting her is kind of a shirty move, I'll admit. Doesn't feel good. I mean, for Cape, she's surprisingly cool. Hope we can do more team-ups like this. Woohoo! Another victory for the Overmistress and her favorite criminal mastermind. Except you did end up Queen of Struskov, and I'm sadly not a princess. And yet, you performed your tests successfully. I now own the finest fashion accessory I could ever ask for. And she places her new trophy atop her head, the glorious hat of leadership. It looks kind of silly with the way her head is tilted, but, you know. You also do this caper for Hate 4000, and it just sits on top of their computer. Be honest, how do I look? Ridiculous, in the best possible way. Excellent, it is good to be ridiculous from time to time. If I had to maintain my poise as the dignified Overmistress for every waking moment, I would go truly mad. I have obtained my hat, and Great Leader is on his way to the dumpster of history. The CLF is laying siege to his manor already. And when they take control, the power of my cult will expand into the region with our new ally. You aren't going to overthrow their shining new democracy, right? Absolutely not. Honestly, wanting to be queen was perhaps a bit of an overreach. I am busy enough being Overmistress. And unlike prior Overmistresses, I do not feel I need absolute control to maintain my power. It's better to delegate to skilled experts. Yeah, cosplay potential, yeah, definitely. Skilled experts like myself. Precisely. I'd say we've had a fine first outing, Miss Larceny. Here's to many more, yes? Should you choose to accept one of my contracts again, of course. Actually, my grammar account's about to expire, so... a pity. Still, I'm glad I was able to work with you. By all means, call upon your Overmistress in the future should you require her aid. Until then, be well. Kind of a shame we're done working together, but hey, fun ride while it lasted. But I wonder what comes next for me now that my account's expiring. I guess we'll see. Yeah, rating flawless. Caper complete. The biggest hack caper complete with a 5 stars flawless rating. Do you want to save before continuing on to the final caper? Heck yeah. Save the game. Okay, and that's it for today. We will continue this next week when we will be finished. At least on stream with Penny Larceny. I already have plans for what I'm going to stream after next week. And then after that, and then we'll see. So thank you everyone for coming. I think I have done this next final caper. I know I did Farsight's and Dr. Mayhem's in beta testing. I did not do the Overmistress or Hate 4000 in beta testing, and I think I did this next one. But obviously I'm not going to say anything about it because it's been a few months, maybe a year. So, so here's the loot from this caper. Look at all them medals. It needs to be big just to fit them all on there. Then of course this was the Wolf Mother's mask. And this was Basler's Not a Phone from the last caper. And this is what we get for getting a 5-star rating. And this is what we get for getting a 0-star rating. So thank you for joining me. If you are watching this on YouTube, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If this is your first time watching this, what are you doing watching this? Go watch the previous ones. There should be a whole playlist of these streams on YouTube. So see you next week for Penny Larceny. If you are here for Mass Effect, that should be on Wednesdays, provided nothing comes up. So catch you later. Bye.